Hey everybody, welcome back to another Aethermon stream. I said it correctly this time. Chris is here with us, sometimes Sarah as well, but hello Chris.
Hey guys, welcome to the stream.
So today we're going to try out some color combinations for this snail. We did modify it ever so slightly in proportions, in terms of proportions compared to what you saw last time, but it's minimal. It's pretty much the same. This is the winner. It was number 3, or letter C, or letter C, or letter 3. Yes. So, yes. Let's go ahead. So usually, I guess I'm gonna multiply this one. Not necessarily always, but group, and then I'll create a mask. So the trail will be part of the drawing or the illustration. So, oh, for some reason it's not. My docs are not on top. Hold on. There you go. I can read the chat now. If you guys, by the way, Chris and Sarah, and also anyone in the chat, have any suggestion at any point, just let me know. Hello, Sarah.
Okay, any suggestion will do.
This is really cool because I have no idea how you color these, so I haven't seen this yet.
Okay, so depending on the stage, now for the final ink, I could just do it now, but like I could ink it and then do the coloring in the ink, but I prefer to do it now just in case there's any slight modification to apply to the final line art. In fact, when I skip this step, color comps, sometimes I end up with things I don't like, and I have to edit the final basically. So I will just go ahead and basically mask all of the silhouette.
So disciplined. I would just draw and hope it works.
Well, the point is it never works for me, so or it not very often works for me, so I have to, because otherwise it becomes a problem.
It's obviously the better way to do things. It's obviously the better way to do things. It just, I'm impressed.
I'm not sure if it's the best. I've seen people do it just fine, just directly on the final. I don't know how they do that though. Maybe they just have experience. Much like the same reason why I do the line art, and instead of just blasting in color and like big blotches and then trying to figure out what's going on, I need certainty.
What this means is that if we need to change anything, it's really easy for us.
Oh yeah,
so we appreciate it. Nothing else.
Yeah, that's a plus, I guess. I actually started doing it more with. You probably noticed now. I forgot to send you the latest PSD, but with that one, you'll see that every single color pretty much has its own layer. So if you need to change the color of the shirt, you can do it, and anything like that. I started doing that when I did my monsters because I had to make color variations, and I couldn't do it just on the top layer. Hey Chase, how's it going? So yeah, so now I'll go ahead and not this because it doesn't work here. So I have to do this. Okay, this is just the base coat. It doesn't have to be accurate. It's just an indication of the color. I'm probably going to change this trail to something a little better shape design wise for the final ink. But here, so I can do two things. I can just lock the opacity here and go in and use the hard round brush and then start adding, pastel color here, something like that. Or I can select this. I can make a new group and I can mask the group. So anything inside that group now, even if I fill the layer completely, it's gonna be of that color. Hey, Dagovic. Mucus Chen color, yes. We're doing some 3D modeling encoding while listening. Cool. Oh yeah, I've seen that hand made for the taunt move for the game. It's pretty cool. I like it. Chase is making a video game named Viconauts. So I probably mentioned it in the interview. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're very much looking forward to that.
Actually, if you've got a link that you want to share with that, you should do that too, because I think it wasn't the absolute easiest to find.
No, there isn't yet. It's still in the early
Okay.
stages of development, so I would like to, right, Chase? I keep asking for a demo, but obviously it takes a long time to make a game by yourself. So I'm gonna grab
Don't we know
the
that?
right. I'm gonna grab the where is it? The colors Sarah suggested. What is this? My my Discord is telling me I got a message, but I don't. I don't understand. Okay. Anyway, where is it? Aethermon. Aethermon. Sorry. It's gonna take a while to figure it out. Actually, I'm gonna take the crystal. I'm gonna copy from the crystal and see how that works. So, not this. This side. So this is, where is it? Oh, it's inside. Oh, outside. Okay. So get a little image here. We don't need this. No. So I wanted to go ahead. I think the first thing I can do is use some more pastel-ish color for the base. Let's see. Or maybe something like this. I like it. This is kind of like blueberry yogurt color. I remember this one because when I was a kid, I had there was a blueberry yogurt that I really wanted. It was like with Tom and Jerry like drawings on it. I don't know. And it was this color. So I do like this one color, and I try to use it when I can because it reminds me of that something. But I don't eat yogurt recently because I became too sensitive.
Colors to use.
Yes. Yes, I usually go for blue and orange. I can't. That's just out of habit because it's a complementary combination. They're opposite, basically just the opposite of the, like you see here, of the color ring of the spectrum.
Yeah, for sure.
So when I don't know what color to use, I just start with that. Oh, you have it too, Chase? I don't know. I guess it's an error in their system.
Movie poster colors.
It's a glitch in the matrix. Okay. Now, maybe I can. Okay, let's try two things first. I'm gonna go white first. I'm gonna go white with the shell to start with, and then I'll add the colors on top. But I want to go inside first. So inside here, I'm gonna make two. So one is gonna be a puddle, which I'm gonna make purple pink, like this. I'm gonna have to when I do transparent things, I have to basically try to imagine the other side, because obviously it goes around like this, so there is a surface that's showing through to a degree. Might not be as transparent as it is now, but somewhat transparent. I want to account for that.
And of course, this is a reference to what we were discussing with the
yes, with the ink bottle.
Which was, the possibility that it sort of bleeds out its ink as its goo.
Yes.
So that sounds quite disgusting, but I thought it was a fun idea.
We'll see.
Yeah, look, it probably won't work, but it's worth a shot.
Okay, so I'm gonna make this maybe a little darker. Maybe a little. Oh no, it's on top. Movie poster colors, yeah, or lottery, also. Okay, this might be a little too tall for this perspective, so I'm gonna do some. This, and then I go on top. These are just placeholder colors. I can obviously change them because the ink inside should be multicolored eventually. Or it can just be crystal facets. It's fine. Whatever works better. I can try
At
both.
some point, I'm gonna have to turn this into like an enamel pin or enamel pin, which is not a pin for our deluxe subscribers. So I
Mhm.
have
Mm.
no idea how I'm gonna do this because I imagine the render's gonna be very colorful.
I mean,
Yes,
the
I
first
guess.
step is to see what people choose as well. So I don't think we need to worry quite yet.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's certainly true that that comes with its own challenges in terms of where the edges are between colors and how many they're using and so on.
Yeah.
Is there any
You're not
limit
worried
in
about
the?
that?
Yeah.
No. I mean, so when making the enamel pins, so we're actually not going to make enamel pins. We're going to make a enamel,
Like a coin, maybe.
yeah, an enamel coin, like just sort of a player token.
Mhm.
So in terms of limits, there are no limits per se. It's just we pay per color.
Mhm.
So if you have 50 different colors, we'll probably have to simplify that.
Koreans are
Sorry,
super
we'll put the mic a
quiet.
bit closer. We're super quiet.
Oh, sorry. Okay, is this better?
Let me
I just
increase
moved
the
the mic a
volume
bit
a little
closer.
bit.
Wait.
I set I boosted actually the 200%, so it should
All right, hold
be.
up. I have a bunch of things I can move around. Is that better? Nope. One, two,
Uh,
three.
I think
I
it's still the
can't set
same.
this
I did
information.
change. I had to change my volumes a little bit on Saturday because I was streaming Final Fantasy VII. It's bugged, so some of the sounds were too loud and some were too low. So I had to change it a little bit because otherwise Chase could not be heard. Yeah, seems a bit better. I can boost. Okay, a little more.
Okay, well,
Well,
does this work?
I think it's
One,
yeah.
two, three.
Yeah, I
That's better.
increased it a little bit.
All right.
The only thing is that if someone uses a redeemable like a sound, it's gonna sound extremely loud. Hopefully, nobody will in the
We
meantime.
don't make any loud noises on our end.
No.
I mean,
Yours is
I'm quite
fine.
spoken anyway.
Yours is fine. But if
Yeah, that might be part of the trouble. Neither of us are particularly loud speaking people, and it's really early in the morning here, so the idea of being really loud feels like a bad idea.
yeah, I can imagine that. Uh, I admire the fact that you can be awake at this time because I would never be able to do it. I think the worst I did was 4 a.m. when I had to catch a plane to Japan, and that was
Mm.
the absolute worst for me. I don't think I can do it again now. It was
Yeah, I
really
was just thinking, like you're fairly international. Surely, like just like the day after a flight or something, like you're in the
mhm.
wrong time zone for a day or two.
Oh yeah. But the good thing is that at least for the latest flights, I picked flights when I get there. It's evening, so I can just go to sleep, and so it's not as bad. But I do get up at 5, so in that case, yeah, I just if I wake up early, I just go out and then try to make the best out of a very strange day. But yeah, it's jet lag is pretty bad usually for about a week. I looked like a zombie for about a week, and I still look like a zombie there, but not here. So, um, oh, Twitch, Twitch unleashed the ads again. That's very annoying of Twitch.
Someone has to get paid now.
Yeah, I don't know. They have increased the rate at which they show ads exponentially in the
Do you
last
get more
six
money out
months.
of that?
No, I don't
No,
know.
just Twitch.
I don't even get. I don't think I get money out of ads. I never checked. I never got a payout from Twitch, so uh, so I don't really mind. I would like honestly. I have such an aversion to non-requested advertisement that I would just remove them personally if I could. Like I don't really care about monetizing through ads. I can find other ways to monetize, and if I don't, that's still fine. But I don't want people to be exposed to things they don't want, like those ads. So that's why I think it's possible in YouTube to just not monetize the videos. So I will not do it when I will get if I will get the partnership, because I am the first one being annoyed by ads. So it wouldn't be fair or make much sense to make people have them. So
I imagine you need to get a significant volume before they start paying enough to really justify
Oh
anyway. And
yeah,
the easiest way to get that volume is not to piss off your watches. So
exactly.
that all makes
Yeah, I'm always extremely irritated by ads. I am okay with the sponsorship. Like I watch a channel named Linus Tech Tips, and they have sponsorships. I watch them because I guess they have to send reports and whatnot. So if it helps them, that's fine. But it's also well done. I have no problem with that. But ads they have literally nothing to do with what I'm watching, I start getting a little nervous. um, they're not even that bad here, but when I was in Japan, I was getting these extremely loud. Like I would literally jump on my chair sometimes because they were very
right.
loud and very annoying, very peculiar in what they showed. So yeah, not a fan. Not a fan.
Yeah, I think that's like an Asian thing as a whole. Like we're in Thailand and now we're in Malaysia, and like the ads are loud and they put them everywhere. Like
Mm,
I don't mind it so much, and so in terms of hey, like on trains, for example, like they gotta make money, right? Public transport loses money,
yeah.
so but like they're loud. You definitely know when you're being shown an ad.
I didn't know. I thought it was a Japanese thing, but I guess it's an Asian thing then. Didn't know Twitch inflicted them without creator input or payout. Payout there might be, but it's so low that probably it didn't reach a threshold. Input, yes. I actually tried to remove them by using a specific time for them, but it doesn't work. Or I didn't notice it works anyway. You've seen other streams with no ads. Did you have a subscription to those streams? Sometimes that's what
I've seen
happens.
Twitch streams where they can choose when their ads are. So like, during loading screens and stuff like that.
Um, yes, but the thing is, you have to run at least 3 minutes of ads or something like that every hour. You have to. Like, there's no way to no workaround to that, and that's a bit much.
That's a lot. 3 minutes for an hour.
Yes, and so sometimes I join a stream and there is 3 minutes of ads, so I'm like, okay, no. So I don't understand what kind of business model this is, but hey, if it works for them, I don't think it does, but hey, if they're happy, good for them. What colors did I use here? I need purple. I'm gonna use. I don't know. And then I have to. I need to add something else. A base coat. Never subscribed to anything. Maybe someone gifted you a sub. You didn't notice because it's strange. Although sometimes I do join streams I'm not subscribed to and I do not get many ads. I still get some. I don't know. Oh, by the way, Priest and or Sarah, this area I'm not sure. Was it supposed to be shell or did we turn it into part of the like? Was the shell ending here?
Yeah, I feel like there's probably like a rim around the shell. Is that what's going on here?
Yes, I think
Yes.
at the top near the
Maybe
neck.
that just needs to be changed a bit to make
Yeah,
that more clear. 'Cause
Okay,
it
so
does look
this is
like
trying
supposed
to
to
see.
be the rim, right?
I believe at the
yeah.
moment it is. I'm quite happy if it's tucked in a little bit closer. But Chris, I think you did like the idea of having a bit of a tail behind
At the
the rim
back
as
of it,
well.
yeah.
Do you still want that?
Oh, okay, so that was the
Yeah,
tail. Okay, I get it. Yeah,
I
because
think there's
I
like
simplified
two
it a
things
while
going
ago.
on there. We only have a line for like
Mm-hmm.
this wasn't supposed to be like final sort of art. It was just kind of like, hey, this is the ratios we want. So
Mm-hmm.
make this work. Make it work. Oh yeah. I mean that probably fixed it there. You've done it. That was
All
really
right,
quick.
okay, so something like this maybe with the rim, a bit of a rim around the shell, and then tail showing the back or gelatinous part showing the back.
Yeah, that's kind of what I had in mind.
Okay. So, what else do I have to do? I have to remove this here and probably two.
How are you feeling about this concept at the moment? Because I can tell there's like a lot you're having to do to make this work?
I'm not judging yet. I'm trying not to judge yet until I have all of the colors in place, or all of the patches in place, and then I can start trying to figure out what, like the white. It would seem like white might work better, but so white with the facets. But we'll see. Obviously, these colors need to be changed, but I'm gonna add a couple more. Let's see. You got yellow, blue, purple. What can I add? Maybe a lighter pink here, or maybe I can add the base. No, white is fine.
When I did a test run, I added a faint gray. If that's of any help.
Yeah, that can work. Oh yeah, absolutely. I could even do. I could be lazy. I could just do. Some people just do this. Quite literally. Put it in here. Which is gonna give a slightly more mask. Where is it? This. Oh no, transform this. Obviously, it's very blurry, but this is what the image would look like on it. Extremely. So it needs to be designed. Obviously, gonna be like this. It's a little weird. So, but some people do like that. I can use it to color pick, but I try not to do it. Especially for this sort of thing. Okay, let me add the gray, and then I can start.
A soft pink in there that would be useful.
Hmm?
And or there's possibly a soft pink.
Yeah. Also, yeah.
Could work.
See, maybe I'm gonna add only these. The thing is with crystals, it's very hard to tell what's going on without reflections. So I might just add some like reflections. I will select these and just add quick reflections on top, because otherwise it's a little difficult to tell how it's going to look. Obviously, it will look different. Maybe. Okay, now I could even this one better, because it's gonna be like this in the final. So I will remove some of the the line art. I'll make it look a little more like what it has to look like. I'm gonna have to change. So the trail. This was supposed to be the multicolor thing. I'm gonna select it, and once it's selected, I will change the color, and then I'll start shifting colors around. The fun part. Added above this or below that, and I'll make it. Okay, horrible, but at least I can tell what is what. Might add a. Disable that in Clip Studio. Sometimes I get a little upset with Clip Studio because it doesn't do some things I was used to Photoshop, so it makes me want to go back, but it's at least it doesn't crash, or it didn't crash. Maybe. Okay. Now, let's see. First, base color of the snail. Let's try. I did have chroma key here. It doesn't have to have the same colors, obviously, I guess, but still in the same spirit. I try to keep a reference of the things that I've done already, so that I can make them more uniform overall.
For anyone not in the know, Chromica is our other rainbow drawn Aethermon, which is the
Oh
element.
yes.
We haven't really publicized hugely, although you can actually see a little example of it at the bottom of our GameFound project page. But overall, those ones are kind of like, I want to say, in reserve at the moment. They're not part of our regular lineup. They don't turn up in this game. So this will be the first rainbow Aethermon that will be turning up in Aethermon
Right.
Collect.
So just 'cause I cannot show it exactly. I can take some colors to start with the base. You can probably tell what this is. So that's probably, hopefully, not too big of a spoiler. It's just a little piece. It adds to the mystery.
Oh, look, if you want to share the whole thing, that's fine too. I mean,
no.
It is. People have seen it before.
Yeah, we're actually playing with this one at PAX last year, so like
Okay.
people have played with this character. So it's no big secret.
Oh, it's fine. I don't
Thank
need all
you.
the colors. So we could have.
Yes,
Where's
the
the-
cute little snake is a rainbow Aethermon. That's why he's so colorful.
Yes.
I've got to admit, Chromica is actually one of my favorite characters. He's just got such a ginormous smile, and I just like that attitude on life.
Alex it's always surprised. Or
Yeah.
kind of. Okay, so I'm gonna use soft. Very soft. Summer flowers. Oh no, not like this. Here. Go back. Oh. Why is it not erasing? Oh, perfect. I did it on the wrong layer. Hey, cheers.
Empire of Cheese.
Oh.
Yes, there is an Aethermon Part 2. Hello.
Hello, cheese.
Aethermon Part 2 is Aethermon Ascent, which is going to be a much more involved, bigger, more immersive kind of game experience, like a JRPG inspired cooperative kind of. I don't know, Chris, maybe you want to jump in with.
Yeah,
The
so this
themes
is
of that
obviously
one.
part 2 of the stream, so if that's what you're referring to, that's what this is. But yeah, Aethermon Collect is really just kind of a bit of a showcase for Fabio's art, Sarah's world building, and just a fun little game. But what we really want to do is create a big JRPG tabletop experience, and so these characters, they're not just things that look pretty, but things that have like abilities and lore, and so you can play with them, train them, battle them. Yeah, we're super excited about that one. So that's going to be about a year away, hopefully. A year, 14 months. 14 months is our tentative schedule for that one.
Of course, Chase will know that games take a while, so we're hoping that won't bloat.
Yeah,
oh, it will not. I don't think it will.
I think it will, but
no, let's go with Fabio's confidence here.
It is good to have goals.
I am very confident.
Speaking of confidence, what are you doing with this right now?
I am adding some reflections here and there, so that it does at least start looking like the final a little bit. Because otherwise it's hard to visualize how it's going to look if it doesn't have any indication. I would like to make the white a little more like pearlescent. So let me see if I can add a little too much. I need a different brush. I actually take the individual facets basically. Oh, by the way, I have a question about the elements. So
Mm.
I am going to number and categorize all the monsters I'm making by element because I think it's a good thing to do. And I'm gonna make inspired by the Aethermon cards, by the way. Some images are like square where they can sit and be shown around. But I'm having trouble with the elements because, for example, you also have a sort of thunder. I don't know if that's the actual name because I don't remember the name. But I am having trouble with thunder and wind because when I do the circle and figure out, okay, well, fire is stronger than water. So water is stronger than fire, which is stronger than ice, which is stronger than earth, which is stronger than thunder, which is stronger than water. Wind is left out. So how did you go about figuring out the elements that you put in the game?
Like the
Type
scissors,
advantages,
paper,
right?
rock kind of advantage.
Yes, exactly.
So I mean, we kind of dodged that a little bit. We don't have any type advantages per se because I mean, there's a bunch of reasons we made the decision, but we've very much gone with this one creature per player situation. So you get a rich relationship with one character, and that means it's not like Pokemon where you can have something to cover your weaknesses, right? Like if you happen to be playing the Fire Aethermon and your best friend always likes the Water Aethermon, I don't want you to lose every fight, right? That's just not going to be fun.
Mm-hmm.
So we've actually dodged that particular problem.
Mm-hmm.
What we've done instead is we've got like play styles, and some play styles match up better than others. Like, there's the guy which reduces damage versus, and there's the guy who does lots of attacks. If you reduce damage against lots of attacks, it's different against one big attack. There's like counters and stuff, but we don't have anything which is like ruled in that like certain players. Oh, I like this pearlescence thing you're doing now. Yeah, we haven't got any strict sort of water beats fire, fire beats plant thing going on. So we kind of dodged that a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen other games where they don't, their circle, I suppose as you called it, they have I got the word for it, but they have a much more complex relationship between them, so everything works out to have like
two advantages and one disadvantage to
yeah, kind of like if for example if you have 4 elements, you can have everything be strong against one thing, weak against another, and neutral against another. So if you have 5, that doesn't, you can have like 2 strengths and 2 weaknesses.
Mm-hmm.
So you can kind of like divide the number of elements you have, and then for each element reduce that by 1 and see what's that divisible into. To sort of work out how do you keep that balance. You have to work out the number of things.
Another of the advantages that we found by not putting a distinctive stronger than weaker than relationship between all the different elements is we're not limited if we want to add more elements,
right?
Because if we did, if we had like a perfect circle of everything is stronger than and weaker than another thing, and we add anything else, it's going to break that sort of rotational symmetry. So yeah, I'm not sure that means we can really help with the particular conundrum you're having. But what elements have you chosen again?
I have the ones I mentioned. I think I have 10. One is not exactly an element, it's poison. I have fire, ice, earth, wind, thunder, water, holy, and shadow. For now, the temporary names, obviously. Shadow is effective against everything pretty much, and holy is only effective against shadow. Poison is just poison, so it's not exactly a game, obviously, but I want to think, in a game-like manner, so that they eventually, maybe I'll use them for something later.
Normally, earth is effective against thunder.
Yes, that's why wind is left outside, because earth goes to thunder and wind. So I can either put wind and thunder together, like air, as many people do, or just get rid of wind. But I like green, so, and I like yellow. I like both. I realize it's a bit of a petty reason for keeping things. But.
So one thing you can do there is actually just have separate circles. Like,
Mhm.
I can't remember what it is in Pokemon, but people have proposed like another trio instead of
So they've got earth. Sorry, they've got water, fire, and grass as
yeah.
their basic
Mhm.
trio.
But I think people have proposed. I think it might be flying, rock, fighting. I think.
Hmm.
I think
I
that's the
think that's
same.
right.
I
Yeah.
think what like they also has each MCQ, so you don't have to have everything in the same circle. They can have several circles which just
Mhm.
exist next to each other, so that way you can still have
Okay,
find different ways.
that's a good idea. I can try that.
Because you've already broken the not broken the rules, but you've already like set holy and what do you call it, demonic? I
Shadow.
can't remember.
Yeah.
Shadow.
Shadow. You already set them aside a little bit, so
Yes.
you've accepted a willingness to play around with that.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. In the meantime, here I just keep adding things. I did use some of the colors from Chromaca, but this is just the first instance. Then I'm gonna change them ever so
I
slightly.
like this fade. It feels like if the ink is pouring out of it, then its feet are more muddy, and then its head gets lighter as a
Mhm.
result of being further away from where the ink falls. That's really
Yes,
cool.
that's the idea, I guess. See, this should be white. No, wait, what?
Emperor of Cheese with the Earth, Fire, Wind, Water, Heart, Go Planet. Um, that's definitely something of our generation. Our generation remembers. With your powers combined, I am Captain Planet.
You know what? I don't know that. What is it?
You didn't know? Oh
Wait, you
no!
don't know that?
No,
Oh,
I don't think
you missed
so.
out.
Captain Planet?
It was honestly, it was a pretty terrible TV show if you actually go back and watch it. But the message is fantastic. It's basically these 4 or 5 kids from
Oh, I do
different parts
actually
of
know
the world.
this.
Yeah, and then they are always fighting some or other completely maniacal bad guy with ridiculous like nuclear powers or something. Um, but I think that I mean the creators had a pretty strong
But
ulterior motive in
this
what they
guy
were
looks
developing,
like
which is quite lovely.
David. I think it's called Hasselhoff, the one from Supercar.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's him. It's literally him with green hair. I always thought so. Okay. Yeah, I did not remember that. No, but I've always been into the whole elemental thing. Probably because I've been watching Japanese stuff since when I was a kid.
Mm.
So there was this cartoon called the Five Ronin Warriors or Five Samurai Warriors, something. When I was a child.
I missed that.
What do you know? Do you know it?
I don't know. It sort of sounds familiar, like I might.
Um.
Tell us more.
So okay. I don't remember much, but I can show you what it looked like. So basically, there were like five, I guess, warriors with different associated elements and armors. This one, and so I've always been into the whole. This was probably ice. This was earth, fire, wind, water. I believe, if I remember correctly. Maybe I'm just butchering it, but that's what I remember. So I've always been into this sort of thing. Uh, that's why I've been kind of obsessed with the elements, even with my monsters now.
Pops
But
up
yes, my
all
monsters will
over the
have.
place.
Hmm?
There was some I think it was an Irish interpretation of the Power Rangers that was using Irish mythology, and they also have a kind of water powers, air powers.
Mhm.
I think it was earth powers and fire powers, and I think there might have been some additional like what was it, thunder powers, nightmare powers. I don't remember.
Mhm. Oh, there are several shows that I've not watched that I should probably have watched. I probably should have watched.
Hmm.
Um, why is this? Oh, yeah, I have to remove it from here. Okay, obviously purple doesn't work. I don't know if anything else is gonna work. Mystic Knights of Tirnanog. Mystic
The
Knights, I
one.
remember. I do remember that. Oh, hey, Matthews. It's very hard to make sure the types are balanced and have perfect symmetric effectiveness. In the end, you're going to have some weird interaction that feels wrong. Yeah. Well, it's not a game yet. It might be at some point, but it's not yet. There's some Mystic Knights. I know it. I know that I know it. I know the name.
It was again
But
like once
okay,
you
yes.
actually look back on it as an adult, you think to yourself, "Oh, I don't remember it being quite that clunky." But when you're watching it as a kid, it's just so great. It's like it's fun, it's magical, it's all about empowerment, and you can make a real difference with whatever heroic
Oh
actions you choose
yes.
to pursue. Like I love this stuff. I still love this stuff.
Some of them are very very how to say over the top. Like I remember liking mentioned it a few times. The oh, my stream died a second. Well, let's hope it goes back. Yes. Sorry, you got cut off. Sarah, were you saying anything?
No, no, no.
Okay. I was saying I like the Beetleborgs. I don't know if you guys know them. I know Chase does, but I was a
No,
big fan. It was like a ripoff of the Power Rangers, but was it American, Chase? The Beetleborgs? I liked it a lot. It was somewhat similar to Power Rangers slash the Super Sentai type um the anime.
Yeah, it's
So
really delightful when you go back and watch old stuff, and it actually holds up when something's really still good. Like
mhm,
some kid stuff which we watched recently, like I mean, I suppose not recently at this point, like Avatar: The Last Airbender.
mm,
mhm,
Like that's designed for like 12-year-olds, 10-year-olds. It's
mhm.
great. I'd watch it now.
I would
I've
very
never
happily
watched
rewatch
that.
that one immediately.
That's one I've never. I think
It's
I
a
mentioned it. Yeah,
Oh,
I never watched that
yeah.
ever.
I think that it's worth a shot, especially because you've got kids who are coming into the right age
Hmm.
fairly soon to enjoy that one as well. And it's a really delightful show that's I think where it really shines is that their characterization, they really take care. It's not just like hack and slash your way through a
Hmm.
randomized story. Like they really take care of the world they're building and the characters they're building. I
oh
think it's
yeah.
definitely worth having a go.
I mean, like you got the perfect excuse now to go
Yeah.
back and watch
You've got one of
Oh
five,
whatever
yeah,
6 year
kids
I
olds.
shows
do. It,
you
I do it all
bought.
the time. I already put my son through the Power Rangers, the original Power Rangers. Not the
What
original.
does he
The
think?
what?
What does he think of them?
He was very excited. Unfortunately, it was on YouTube, so it was kind of hard to find consecutive episodes because I couldn't find the originals, the Mighty Morphin ones.
Yeah,
But it
there's
was
way too many Power Rangers now.
yes.
I
uh,
think I went I did a wiki dive into where they're at now, like in like the not only just the TV shows, but they have like comics, and some of the comics got dark. There's
really.
Oh
like
no.
there's like some alternate history one where Kimberly the Pink Ranger comes back as like evil, like seductress ruler
Oh,
of the universe.
Oh
Not Earth.
wow.
They've evolved beyond Earth now. It's all about the universe and the galaxy.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean they've
that
done a
doesn't really sound like it's designed for children anymore.
no. I don't think the comics are.
Okay.
The comics are much more adult orientated.
I mean,
Well, that's true of a lot of comic books recently, though. Back in the day, I guess they were a little. They were still probably a little darker than cartoons, but nowadays I feel like they're. I don't know exactly nowadays. I mean, Long Halloween is pretty old. So yeah, I mean, probably comics in general are more dark than cartoons overall. More Twitch ads. Oh, I'm sorry.
3 minutes every hour.
Yes, I'm afraid so. Um,
what I'm thinking, Fabio, is that it would be really cool to do one of these snails in a this is gonna sound stupid, a yogurt colorway.
a yogurt
Like
color.
after you said, yeah, like
Mm-hmm.
you mentioned, like your blueberry yogurt color. Like,
Oh,
could we do one
this.
with like strawberry yogurt, blueberry yogurt? I don't know what other colors of yogurt we could do, but like the sort of warm,
Yes.
pinky, purpley kind of hues.
Yes. So I can look them up. Uh, hopefully nobody's gonna feel like eating it.
Well, we already did the cake colored puppies, so you know.
We-
That's true. Okay, they're kind of pastel creamy, I guess. I could use. I've not. Why is this yogurt? This is not yogurt. This is blue. I've not seen a blue yogurt yet. Not
Not one that
here.
would be healthy.
Exactly. Uh, This is frozen yogurt. Okay, well, I'm just gonna go
Still an
on my
option. I
own.
think that counts.
Um. Okay, let's try sort of orange. No, yogurt. Not yoga. Improved cheese. Pay attention, sir. Pay attention. You're not. Yeah, improved cheese doesn't pay attention. I'm sorry.
That's right. We could have a Yoda colored as well.
Yo-yo colors.
Oh,
Always wise. Fun,
Chase,
getting a different
it was similar to Power
color.
Rangers in that it adapted footage from Ju Koku B Fighter and B Fighter Kabuto. Yeah, I guess the Beetleborgs.
Because are those the ones they used to do the bad guys? The B Fighter Kabuto, I think, was one of the early Power Rangers bad guys or something.
Could be. I'm not sure. I'm very, very bad with names, so
I think that one was
yeah,
like
I'm not.
a bug.
Yeah, they do look like bugs. Maybe more like. This is not exactly yogurt. It ends up being a little more green, but
A little sunset like. I still like it though.
I still like it. Yeah, let's see where it goes.
not sure about these colors for the shell.
It might.
The ink bottle idea probably not. It looks a little too messy.
Yeah,
So
it might
let's
be.
keep it iridescent, but
Mm.
we're gonna have to find some other color combination because maybe the orange doesn't work. Let's try more of a pink, or they did not even need to be this different. So I could, or can I in this software? Let me see. Color correction layer. Okay. Well, oh, I cannot colorize. Perfect. I can switch them around, but they look horrible. Nope. I'm gonna be the one who does it. See, sometimes I miss Photoshop because it has some little quick shortcuts that Clip Studio doesn't have.
Mm.
This is important. Which one? Wait, what? Did I miss something? Did I miss it?
I think Govich is saying the stream is important and people should not be multitasking.
Oh. No, it's fine. It's fine. I also do some multitasking sometimes when I'm watching some streams. Just because I don't have time. What if? Just looking at the
Nadia
crystal, more
says-
than a crystal. Yeah.
Nadia says sweet escargot, genuine yogurt flavor. Nice little pun there.
Yum.
I think escargot came up when people were throwing around potential snail names.
Yeah.
I think if we also go with an escargot kind of name and we go with an edible color palette, people might try to eat it.
Yeah, maybe we should offer this creature a little bit more respect than that. I don't know.
So the idea, what I had in mind when I thought about the shell, even before thinking of the ink bottle, was something like this. See, something like this, or this. Now I don't know how to make it look good in cartoon form, though. That's a lot of colors.
Well, that's beautiful. Like what's it called? Is it naphtha? Like the mother of pearl?
I'm not sure what they are. Honestly.
It's called naphtha.
Or even something like this. This is what is it? Iridescent ammonite? I don't think, is this real? Could be. Could be, I think. It doesn't even, it's rainbow, but it doesn't necessarily, I guess, need all the colors. So we could reduce the facets to just some colors. See how that works.
Yeah,
Maybe just green. Because we don't have, okay, we have some green here. I can change it for blue and then see if green and red or orange works. Those.
In terms of our overall Aethermon creatures lineup, I think the color we're most distinctively missing is actually pink. Missing is not
Pink.
quite right because we do have a couple. But I think the one we tend to have the least of is pink. And we do have some red, which arguably is the same color, just a change in intensity. But I think pink reads a little differently to people.
Mhm.
And there are some people who are much more comfortable with one than the other of those two, in a way that, for example, light blue or navy blue doesn't really have the same kind of polarity.
Right. Let me try some pinks. Maybe some pinks and reds together. Let me see. So I wanna, this I'm gonna put together some of the faces. Trying to find ones that are not exactly next. This, or the I mean the shell it does not need to be white. No, for some reason I felt like Mario for a second. I can try to make this that sort of. Can I increase the saturation? No, I don't know how to colorize this, so I'm gonna have to just lock the opacity. No, not this color is probably bad. Gray works probably. Then I gotta change that green. And by locking the opacity, I can just go spectrum. Make some of them lighter. And then do all the others, some of the others, orange. See if I can lock the opacity. It's funny how this is something that happened pretty often when I was working on other creatures. The reference image is sometimes gorgeous in terms of color scheme, and then you turn it into something more cartoony, and it doesn't look so gorgeous anymore. So it's always about how the composition is abstracted. Basically, it's not enough to have a because this is to me these look very good, but then it's about finding the right combination that makes it look good in the context, which is not easy because it's only you have or we have like very simplified shapes basically, so they have to
I
be.
think we've got a particular extra difficulty in that a lot of the time nature is there to sort of blend and harmonize. And one of the major things we're trying to do with this more cartoony style is stand out. Each thing needs to stand out from the page, which is like the exact
Yes.
opposite.
Yes,
So I'm
pretty
assuming
much.
a lot of the trouble is also that, aside from obviously losing a lot of the refined details that nature puts into, for example, the shell that you've got.
Yes.
The actually, is that a shell or is that a fossil?
It's a fossil, I think.
That must have been really highly polished.
Yes. There's
So
some, I think,
Chad has a few
lacquer on
ideas
top.
here. I think Mattias says, I think that maybe the rainbow effect could work better by avoiding the body colors. And from the Govich, we have, what about leaning into the sunrise/sunset colorations for the shell, since the body already has the yellows and purples and pinks? Can get into the oranges, reds, and blues. Yeah. So
Right.
I actually think they're almost the opposite bits of advice.
And there's actually one more I would really like to see, which I think I mentioned to you. It's like a pure ink colors, like a cyan, magenta, yellow, black,
Yes.
kind of four colorway, very like tight limitations, potentially running in towards the pastels instead of the ultra strong, ultra brights. But that really like thematically distinctive kind of color reference point. Well, I'm liking where this is going now, though. It's got like a early fresh spring morning kind of feeling about it.
It's a little too fruitsy. Probably I think they should probably be a little more. They should probably be a little closer to each other. So they're on the light side. Something. Oh, there you go. Like this might be better. Yes. So the thing is, when you use a lot of colors, you have to. No, let's put it this way. There always, when you make a color scheme, there always needs to be something that ties them together. So either it's chroma, so how saturated they are,
Yeah.
or it's the temperature, so they're close to each other, or they're opposite depending on the color scheme, or saturation. So either of these need to match or be in harmony, basically, to have the color scheme look good. And the problem with this is that they are RGB, basically. And so not RGB, but CMYK. Pretty much, because it's cyan, sort of. Well, it's not magenta, but it's orange, yellow, white, and black. And there's purple, and that's the magenta, I guess. So it's for these ones, I probably want to go with value. So I want the value to be very light. The shell, if it has to look remotely good. See, it's something like blue here, but then this cannot be. Some of these need to be. No, that's coming through, right? I can probably change it to something different. This is very simple, I guess, but it's kind of iridescent. I think I'm gonna move on to another. I need to make more. So the first one is more of an experiment. I'm probably gonna change it later. But this, let's see. Let's try the. No, not this. But right now, I think it looks quite good. I'm still not convinced. What do you think, Sarah? Like this, the one on the top.
I actually
right?
don't mind this. I think it's got a really sense of the sort of crystalline structure. The colors you've chosen of
I
that
feel like it's a little pale
green.
for some reason. I wonder what this shell is gonna look on the other. Maybe I should try that first. Let me see. I'll take so I'll hit it, and I'll can I duplicate these? Can I? Probably. Nope. Not required.
So Matty says he thinks it looks good right now. I think that came in a little bit ago, but I think it was pretty close to where we are now. And Govich asks, are we going to try the ink pop with any of them, or is that being abandoned?
I don't think it looks very good, honestly, with this sort of rendering style. I tried a little bit,
That
but
might be something we can still work into the theme, but not necessarily have so distinctively shown in the visuals. Like that can
yes,
still be
because in
part of
any
the
case, it's
character.
leaving the trail. It's already changing color. It
Yeah.
obviously can be better.
Yeah.
That it could be maybe white with some streaks of colors. We'll see. Oh,
I think just from my point of view, as I said, I will have to turn this into a pin at some point, and if that is another set of colors with the ink, like which is like above the ink and below the ink, that might have been a problem for me. So I don't
yeah.
mind this just from
We also have
point
to
of
think
view.
about the technicalities of it. So, there you go. Okay. Let's bring it closer. This doesn't look too bad. It's a little uniform. Maybe it might benefit from some more color, but that's how it looks on that. I might want to spice up the colors a little bit. It does not necessarily need to be this monochrome. Like, it does not need to have all just one line, for example. There one gradient. Could have like white coming through here, white stripes, something.
So Mattias says the blue with pale colors give the illusion that is reflecting the sun and slightly shifting its tone into a rainbow way. Oh, the sky, not the sun.
Yeah. Yeah, it does to a degree. I'm trying to. So the Aethermon are usually kind of. I wouldn't say muted in color. Some of them are not, but they tend not to be extremely saturated. They're a little more natural. This
They're
one is
medium
different.
saturation.
Yeah, medium saturation. So I'm trying not to go overboard with this, but maybe I can use a little more variety here, a little more. Oh, what did I do? No. Maybe something more like that. The puddle can be. Is it not working? Is it not the puddle? This is the puddle. Let's see. Don't want to make it too complicated. Also, because I don't know if in the pin thing, the trail will be a thing because it's well complicated to add. It's also easy to break if it's out there. So I don't like this. Not. Okay, let's try something else for this. Which one is it? This one. And this is pretty much what I do all the time. So I make one and then I start adding variations to it. Little by little, kind of like a evolutionary, following a sort of an evolution, adding, you could say mistakes or little changes to all of them. All right, I cannot change. It's not letting me change the group color. So let's try changing them. Still not changing them. Why? Because some of these are not changing. Why is yeah, I would need Photoshop for this. I'm gonna do something else. So I will do this and then remove this and I'll merge. No, not all. Merge selected. Okay, now I can do it.
So I'm guessing what's happening is you're trying to change the hue of the entire shell so they'd move together, but it would not let
Yes.
you, so you needed to create a new layer
Pretty much,
of
yes.
yeah, and now you can move them all at once.
The layers. Okay, this is all the shell, but actually I noticed a very nice effect when it was just the extra facets on it. A little too much. Okay, this is okay. It does not necessarily need to be still, but what's that green doing there? Okay. If I go a little darker, it's gonna look a little strange, but some chances. This with another base color though. Not this. Okay. Purple might work. This way. This one kind of looks like a mosaic more than facets, like one of those mosaics made with differently colored stones.
Yeah, it definitely changes it as soon as you remove the pastel colors. The sense of a crystal seems to change quite noticeably.
Okay. And
Definitely looking very psychedelic right now.
Yeah, maybe a little too much. Um,
I don't know
or
if
we
it's
could even
true,
do
but
like, yeah.
it just seems like snails are the kind of things that could get you a little bit high. I'm not sure if that's true or not.
I don't
Frogs might
know.
be
I
a
don't
little.
think so.
Frogs,
I've
frogs. Yeah,
never,
lick
Frogs
a frog.
like-
That'll do it to you.
I never tried snails. I don't think I ever will. I don't like gooey things or things that I think are gooey, even if they're not when you cook them. I was talking with a friend of mine who is curious about trying new types of food, and he said he's got a passion for frogs. Like,
No.
I don't think I can eat frogs. I know French people do, but not me. Uh,
Yeah, I don't really know. I'm a vegetarian, but I remember
oh, okay.
in Paris walking past. I
The
think it was
Christmas markets.
yeah, it was garlic snails,
Oh, they cook them in so much
and it
garlic,
was just
although
like,
you
oh
can
my
smell
god,
its
that smells
garlic.
so good.
It's
Like that
Really?
smells so good. But
Yeah, I think the main thing
Regretting
that
being a
stopped me from trying
vegetarian.
more that they were cost prohibitive. It was like they're very much at tourist prices.
Hmm.
But no, they smell amazing. In fairness, I really don't think any of it was actually the snail smell.
so Govich says, "Do not lick the snail one," and Madia says, "Now it looks like it's living in a glowing mushroom cave."
That's actually a fun idea.
That's actually a really good description of what that
Yeah.
looks like. And Chase says, "Well, they are a hotbed of parasites and bacteria, so be careful
Okay.
picking one up and eating it."
Thank you
Guess
for that advice.
Yeah,
will
I was
not
just thinking about going out and when it rains and grabbing a snail and just eating it. That's
I like this. I like
exactly
this
what I was
color
thinking.
scheme. This is a good one.
I think there are some maybe a few corrections to make here and there.
Don't change anything.
No?
Corrections are good.
No, I.
This is good. I
Well,
love this
look,
direction.
you're the artist. You know what you're doing.
I think what Sarah means is she loves the direction of this.
This is true.
About
I also think that
somewhere.
it feels like it has a really strong identity at the moment with the
Living in a
blue,
glowing mushroom
purple, yeah,
cave.
glowing mushroom cave identity. Bit of a Lisa
Um,
Frank vibe going on as well. It just, yeah, I think people will enjoy that.
Can maybe increase the saturation a little more here, a little more towards pink. I don't know. Let me see. Maybe something like this, a little more. Just a little more. Like that. This is not bad. I wonder about the trail though. Maybe I should use the same colors for the trail.
No, I
Hello.
like the trail change. It feels distinctive. The fact that the face has a really different color from its
This is pretty
trail.
cute. I like it. Yeah, this is not too bad.
It's cute. It's good also to make it really distinctive from our other rainbow Aethermon is actually really good. I like
I
this.
might
Don't
want to
change
change
it.
the color of the eyes
Move on
though.
to the next
Yeah, so like I try to use the same method I use for everything else, so changes usually come unexpectedly.
one. Yeah.
Maybe the eyes. The eyes could be blue.
Yeah. Emperor of Cheese says it almost looks bioluminescent.
It
Like its
does.
slime glows. I think that's really cool. Like it glow feels like it could be a really good direction for this creature.
Hmm. We could even think about
Just
adding
stop.
spots or dots eventually.
So that's like one of the things about making these Aethermon. When we write them, Sarah has these really cool ideas, and then Fabio has these different really cool ideas sometimes, and we get this other bit of art. It's like, oh, that's awesome. So we kind of just like sort of rewrite a little bit of the lore just to work a little bit to rework the lore to fit with how these characters look. Like
Yeah,
often,
so typically what's happened is that I would write a character description and Chris and I would have discussed what we want in terms of the element, in terms of the creature, and then we send it over to Fabio and he works his magic. And then when it comes back to us, we ask for a few adjustments or changes, matching things up that we particularly liked out of different versions. It goes back again, we get some colors, it comes back again. And then at that point, I think to myself, oh, I need to change this creature. Whatever I came up with, we've got new ideas and it would be silly to let them go. So in some cases, the creature descriptions have gone through really substantial changes. And in other cases, it's been somewhat smaller. And so, what would you say would be one of the biggest changes that we've made to them, Chris?
actually, you're putting me in the spot. I don't know. Like I said, elementally, like we've we've definitely changed. Like, I very much meant for the water element to be the healing element at one point, and then we got some kind of like angry looking water horses back, some kelpies,
Yeah, they were really
and
powerful looking.
and some super gentle bunnies.
Yeah.
So we kind of swapped the moonlight to be the healing element, which I think worked quite beautifully.
I like the fact that it feels sort of distinctive. Like it's not something that we just copied from what everybody else is doing, but it does feel like it fits adequately in our world. Actually, that's maybe an answer to your question of reimagining our elements instead of having them sort of chase each other and then run away from the one coming on their own tail. It's more like each of them have their own distinctive feel, just like mechanical function.
Right. I'm gonna have to think about it because I very much like the idea of being a Final Fantasy fan. I like the idea of the classical elements, but it also is somewhat restrictive. So I might prefer something a little different. That's why I was looking up, the traditional elements. In Japanese, they are basically the names of the days. I'm not sure what Monday is, but then we've got fire, water, wood, metal. I don't know what Do is. Anyway, something. So there was another way I wanted to approach them. Also, I was thinking of making nature green, kind of like nature Aethermon. But then I did not do it, at least not yet. So it's kind of interesting to think about all the ways you can add. Okay, you can group. Basically, you're grouping because the fact is that you're always abstracting out of what you cannot really group that much. Because if you look at the animal world, like you can keep grouping and regrouping, and you end up with a lot of categories like there are. But trying to just narrow them down to 10, 12 or less is not easy. It's not easy because then you might think, oh, but this one has a different characteristic compared to the other.
I mean, in classical Western, very old Western medicine, I think you're working with the 4 humors, which was, what is it? Sanguine, choleric, melancholic, and I forget, phlegmatic, which was supposed to align with kind of hot, wet, hot, dry, cold, wet, cold, dry, as a kind of sort of polarity, I guess, between the 2 axes. And then that sort of also evolved into the earth, fire, wind, water dynamic, that something I grew up with being most familiar. But then obviously with Chinese elemental mythology, if it's okay to call it that, I think they use the earth, fire, water, metal, and they don't use wind or air. What is it?
Wood, I guess, in China
wood,
as well.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's wood. Yeah, which maybe that's the one that Japan has.
Yes, I believe yes.
Yeah, come off the back of, I guess. But then, as you say, when you look at something like Final Fantasy, they've got a completely different series and they've expanded it further. I think a lot of video games tend to run closer to 6 or 8, and then there's something like what's Pokemon have, like 15, 16?
A lot.
17,
Hey,
it's pretty
someone.
Impressive, honestly. I know we get dig at Pokemon a little bit, but I think it's really impressive the way they've managed to fit them all in and give them a sort of a distinct visual identity.
Yes.
How many are you working with? What did you say? 12?
Me? No, they're 9 right now.
Well, that's still quite a lot, though.
Yes. I wanted to keep it to less because my inspiration was obviously card games. In fact, I was very inspired by. I don't play it, but I do like the looks of the Digimon card game. Like the layout is great. And then obviously I know Magic the Gathering and whatnot, and they only use a handful of elements or colors, and so I thought maybe to keep things simple, I can reduce to 5 or something like that. But it's not enough because then I was going through some creatures that I made, and they simply did not fall. They cannot fall into the same category as some others. And so at that point, I was like, oh, okay, well, maybe I do need to
But
use
9 is
more.
interesting. You could potentially separate them into 3 groups of
A
3
3,
where you
yes.
can place a rock between each of the 3. And then with, intertwined between the 3 groups, you could have like the A group of 3, the B group of 3, and the C group of 3, and you could play that same game
Ooh.
with them,
Person?
which would be a
Get the
totally different
mechanic.
approach, obviously. Probably break things, but if you're looking for different ways to do it,
Yes, basically, again, I'm considering this as a pseudo card game, even if it's not yet.
No.
I want to think in that sort of, to have that sort of mindset.
so sort of keep your options open.
Yes, just to keep the options open in case I do want to make some sort of small card game. I've been thinking and writing down rules and things like that for a potential card game, but it's nothing that's probably ever going to see the light, at least in this form. So I do like to think in terms of mechanics also, because if I do happen to make it, I'm like, okay, well, I will use this. So
Sure.
okay, I was thinking for
Yeah.
this one,
Okay.
actually, I want to do something different. I want to lock the opacity and go dark. Maybe even dark.
Industrial media magic was referring to wuxing. Yes, you were probably right. I think
The
I heard it in
Chinese
the
elements, yeah.
I Ching, but that might be the same thing as wuxing. I'm sorry, I have absolutely no idea how to properly pronounce that. But yes, I think you are correct.
The Chinese elements, absolutely, yeah. And this looks really cool.
Yeah, this does.
But I think with Wuxing, there actually is like a relationship between them. It's not just 5 elements. I can't remember.
Because they have a kind of pentagram of
Yeah,
connection.
they do have a pentagram.
Yeah.
I
showing
think that's
relationship
the
between
one I was referring to. Yes.
them. Yeah. This looks
So
really
for
cool, by the way.
thank you. I was trying to
Mm.
go for something slightly. I use the same one. Yeah. I wanted to go pretty dark in the middle so that it kind of looked like. I was thinking of a shellfish, basically, that have very dark shell, but it's pearlescent inside. I don't know which one I was referring to now. Is it just called shellfish? No, I'm referring to a specific one. I don't know what it is called. Doesn't matter. So
Well,
I
the
cannot find the reference.
pearlescent inside shells is called nacre, Nacre, or mother of pearl. I think it's the same thing. It's actually supposed to be really strong, like actually much stronger than pearls themselves, which
Let's see if
is
this
a
is
pretty
back.
cool reference point. If you do
Oh,
want
there
to
you go.
use that.
Yes. Why was it? Why is it sending me to another page? Ooh, cabochon. Sweet. Okay. Yeah, I was thinking about this color scheme here. Something like this. Although I don't know
Fire,
if
earth, metal, and water,
yes.
and the dynamics between them are based on their inner cycles. Well, that's cool. I did not know that.
Chase is. I don't know. Can I talk about it, Chase? About how the elements work in your
Yeah.
game?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, not for me.
Yeah, because I don't know if it's supposed to be. I think you already mentioned it on stream, but I don't know if it's okay for me to talk about it. Depends on whether they're regulating, promoting, acting against one another. Right. Yes. Yeah. Because that's why they have all those arrows. I guess. I do realize this is leaning a little more towards penumbra type of color.
Sometimes it's cool to just do something because it's cool, looks cool.
Um, what did I do? Why is the eye so dark? Oh, this needs not to be. No. Yeah. Thought I locked it. You don't mind. Okay, so his the elements in, or it's called them elements in this game, they work based off of planets. So
As in the ones in our solar system.
yes.
That's cool.
So you got the symbols basically of the planets, the classic symbols, and they interact pretty much the same way as elements do, I guess. I'm not exactly sure how it works. You're gonna have to clarify when you are on stream, Chase. But it's pretty cool because like kind of like Sailor Moon, I guess. You have Jupiter that is thunder, Mercury that's water, but I don't think it's water for you, Mercury, right? Or is it? Mars is fire probably. So it's pretty cool because his game is set in space, so it makes sense to have this kind of balance, I
Thematic
guess.
connection.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I mean, like especially in mythology, you've always had these connections between the gods and the stars and the planets.
Mhm.
So it makes a lot of sense. Like they also have their own elements. So very, very cool.
Okay, so to try to steer clear, I would really like to get to go dark like this, but it's
Mercury is forest, which I assume means a plant or a nature-y sort of thing. That's cool.
oh, that's what you meant before then when I asked you. So forest is actually Mercury. Okay, I see. Why did you go with forest for Mercury? Curious.
Mercury
It's
is the
supposed to be
messenger
very
of the
hot.
gods, correct?
Mercury is what?
The messenger of the gods.
Yes.
So it's the
Yeah, usually a reflection of air. In traditional, I guess,
Mm-mm.
Greek
Roman,
/ Roman
yeah.
based Western mythology.
Um, instead of being this blue though, would go like the other way.
I feel like the rainbow element is kind of like Fabio's permission to use any colors he wants.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
Can you see this color in the rainbow? Yes, then I can use it.
Yeah, I'm going pretty much full palette here, like also pretty saturated. I do like the one on the left here. It seems very unique. But I also wanted to go with something.
It'd be interesting to see how the people vote on this.
Maybe I can add some patches. Just a white. Just patches. Or if they're gonna. Do you guys prefer it monochrome or like pseudo flat colors or gradients, or with patterns?
Let's
On
see some
average.
patterns, yeah.
I don't know because
Hmm.
I generally I'm actually pretty keen when you've put patterns on. Like we've got our frogs which have little black spots on them, and I think they look great with that. But in this case with the shell, any
too
patterns are
much.
good as long as they don't compete, I guess.
See, yeah, I think they might compete a little too much.
Stripes actually that you did further up maybe would felt a little bit easier to integrate, maybe.
The stripes.
Yeah.
Matthews likes the dots. We can try. We can make a few variations. But first, I think I need to change.
Just gonna go back quickly in the chat a little bit. Matthias says sometimes making weird decisions, questionable decisions, makes a game unique. Govich would vote for the bottom left. Oh, yeah, that's a pretty cool one. And Chase says there are many reasons for the forests associated with poisoning, so I thought that was funny. I guess that is a mercury poisoning reference.
I'm not familiar with mercury poisoning, but
No, actually mercury.
Oh, that kind of no, that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, don't drink mercury.
Ugh, it's very late here, and I'm clearly not on top of
Yeah,
the game.
Then Vado.
Yeah, no, that's a cool reference.
So and the Govich, so Matthew says likes the dots. And
Gradients
Govich,
are interesting enough that we don't need patterning, perhaps.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, right, I would say that. I'd be like, no, we don't need patterning. And then you'll go and show me some great pattern. And I think to myself, no, absolutely, we need that patterning.
Yeah,
like,
I thought
bring
the
it.
dots were pretty cool.
Yeah, so we could go either way. I do still really want to see a CMYK kind of color arrangement.
Mm-hmm.
So I like
Yeah,
with
I can do
higher
it next.
saturation in the first one.
It's not so much about the saturation, it's more just about, just thematically, I want it thrown into the mix just to see whether it resonates or whether it just doesn't.
I do like this purple one though for
It's
some
looking good.
reason.
You don't?
Oh, I do. Yes.
Yeah.
If you notice, well, we started out kind of, well, the top left is pretty bad. Actually, I'm going to change that. When I get to this point, I start removing the ones I don't like, starting from the worst offender. So top left is going to be my first one because I really, really don't like it. It's bad. It's really bad. So let's try
the light
seeing.
to graph on this most recent one has a really nice way of looking like reflections, like really distinctive sort of crystalline reflections.
Yes,
So
that's that's a little more rendered.
yeah.
I also added some more facets. That's a little closer to what it would look as a finished result. The others are a little less probably, so that's why. So this one, let's actually go CMYK literally. So I might go CMYK for everything. Let's put them out here. Oh, you have any brushes? Oh, by the way, yeah, I found these awesome foliage brushes. Nothing to do with it, but these are great. They're free on what's it called, Gumroad. So it's Devin Ellie Hertz plant brushes, free.
Cool.
You can also donate if you want because these are great. These are awesome. So interested. Because I was doing some background, so I thought, hey, I might treat myself with some brushes. Okay, so let's go kind of pure sand. Why is it not doing it? It's back again. So this is the M. This is the C, more or less. Oh, look at that. It also creates a a rough point in between because it's so yellow. Sorry to go for yellow. And then black. But probably not going to use black. That's your printer colors. So probably a little more saturated. Without the dots, oh yes, I'm
So
very
this is
magical
probably
snail.
the inkpot sort of.
Yeah, so obviously these are like obnoxiously saturated colors.
Yes.
Really too much for the Aethermon world, but I sort of was taking that as a start point and I was just playing around with sort of, I think I ended up dropping it down to about 20% saturation, but just really just those pure colors just to see what could happen. I'm not sure it was good, but it was interesting.
I mean, they can also mix like this. It's really gonna be 100%.
That's fun. I do like the fade,
right.
actually. You've done it on a few of them, and all of them maybe, and it just feels really intriguing.
Yeah, it's probably better than just going like full monochromatic. Although this might be a problem for the
Yeah, it might
pin, right?
break it.
All of the gradients actually probably are. So I might have to choose something in between for that. Because if it doesn't do gradients, then it probably doesn't. Maybe. So that's something you might want to think about, right? Because I don't know if we do this, either I break it down in stripes or literally like stripes, circles. Otherwise,
It's
it
for
might.
making the pin. Just make the best art you can, and we'll work it out for the pin later. Like,
I mean, we had the same problem with
Luna Long.
Yeah, with Luna Long because we put fades on the Luna Long's whiskers,
Yes.
and we worked that out.
So, yeah,
Sweet.
just make the best art. We'll make it work.
Yeah.
Keys. So, like this. Let me go in with blue. Or black. Do you want actual black? Oh, Hmm.
I do not know.
Maybe black can be represented with a grey.
As I say, I ended up dropping the saturation down substantially on them, so I really don't know.
Gray. These reflections. No, you know what? Let's do this other thing. Move this, and I will duplicate the one that's got very nice. Where is it?
Good render.
The bottom right one.
Why is it not disappearing? Oh, it's not that. I don't know what this is. Oh, apparently nothing. Another one. It's nowhere. Where is it? Oh, it was on top. Boy. Okay. I'm gonna use this. I'm gonna use this one. Grab or the snail could be the gray one. And and shell. Well, the ink first. Wait. Should probably lock the opacity of that. Then for this, now for the shell, what can we do? What if I just, I'm gonna give it some basic color and then grab some of the facets and
So the Govich asks, when you're done with experimenting with the other color gradients, can we see more rendering on the bottom left shell too, so we can see how its brighter color scheme works closer to done?
yes.
Yeah, I think what we might have to do is maybe just make sure we make it really clear that they'll all get the good render when we have people voting for them, because I don't want people to sort of vote for the quality of the render
Yes.
where we're very much just voting on a color scheme.
It's tricky though, actually, though, and I think the Govich is right, perhaps because people do sometimes find it hard to see beyond what they're presented with through no fault of their own. Just that it, if one is shown as much more complete, then it could be. More
Yeah, I think
compelling
one
for
of the
that
reasons
reason.
why this one won was because it was a little more. I wouldn't say defined, maybe a little more defined than the others. Slightly more complex, probably.
Mm.
Could be one of the reasons.
So one thing I've had to learn through all this is basically trust Fabio. Like basically the number of times I'm like, I don't know how this is gonna work. Sarah's like, no, it'll work. And I'm like, that's fine. Then Fabio sends back like magic, and I'm like, oh, okay. Like
Not
this looks
always.
amazing.
Not always. Sometimes it goes
I
pretty
don't think there's
bad.
a time you've set back an assortment of images and we've thought to ourselves, this is just a straight out bomb, nothing works.
Well,
Like, there's
hopefully at
always been
least one of
something.
them. Yeah, at least one of them
Yeah, that's
probably.
always. Sometimes it's really been a kind of like an art. We've sat down between us and gone, okay, you're picking B, I'm picking C. Let's fight this out. And then we try to figure out who basically, who's got the more compelling argument, because there are some really good choices between all the things that you've sent us back.
Mm-hmm. Where was this one? Yeah, I'm also looking at the one you sent me in the Discord.
Yeah.
I did not use the same facets, but
what did I do there?
no, I found it.
I don't use the same facets. I was kind of just trying to do it quickly, honestly. It wasn't exceptionally thought through. And of course, I also cheated by not coloring in the snail's squishy body.
Oh yeah.
Just like made that not even my problem at all.
Oops, not this. Not this.
It is really interesting that even partway through the coloring process like this, they start to become, they start to get really different personalities.
Oh
Like
yeah.
this is a much more sort of dark and, I don't want to say gloomy with those bright yellow sections, but it's more a more moody creature than, for instance, the one directly below it that looks like it's all like pastel rainbows.
Yes.
So the Govage clarifies, I wasn't asking so much about the vote bias, but that was a good point. I just want to see a visual of the rendering on a brighter color scheme shells just to make sure they still work as well. Like I'm fairly certain they will definitely still work. Like I said, I have learned to trust Fabio. But yeah, look, no, I do think the vote. Well, when it comes to bite us, it'll be a surprise. But no, the vote bias thing could be a real problem. But I mean, thus far, like our community has actually put a lot of thought into everything. So if we explain that, hey, like you're voting on the colors, not the particular level of rendering, I think they'll get it. They're a good group. We trust them.
The edgy snail, says Matthias, slowly lurking on the shadows to give bad reviews on agrotoxics. I have to ask, what are agrotoxics?
Aggressive.
Is this an online?
I don't know. I'm so bad with online jargon. Honestly. Where did I add the yellow here? I don't know. I forgot. Aha! Okay, there you go. Here. Okay. I'm gonna go with and let me add the cyan. Super cyan. Then I can drop the saturation. We need some
It's
more.
not online jargon. Industrial Media Magic clarifies its agrotoxics are like pesticides.
Oh.
That would make more sense.
Oh, I thought you said
Things are
aggro with two
exactly
G's, like aggro, like aggressive.
Oh, that's what I thought it
didn't read
was.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't read that.
No,
Sorry.
apparently agrarian. Probably the reference.
Chase is very specific. He's got a degree in English, so he's always correcting me. Because I speak bad, unfortunately. So there's a trade-off. Either you speak well or draw well. What's that?
Is it native English speaker with a degree in English, or
Yes.
English as second language with a degree
native.
in English?
He's from Ohio.
Both
so.
are equally valid, honestly.
He's from
okay.
From Good Morning. So.
From where?
Good morning. It's Ohio in Japanese means Ohio is good morning. So
Okay.
my stupid jokes. Okay, this is kind of CMYK. I can reduce. Actually, I can do this. I can lighten it up.
Slight clarification. Emperor cheese alerting. I'm getting no snow vibes. Possibly worth.
Oh, God.
Possibly worth swapping out.
For this, for the head, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, because this is white. It doesn't. Where's the other color? Oh, I did actually paint this white. All of it. Oh. No. Oh, that's why. Yes. That's why. Go. I can make it dark. It's the K. So the K is actually in here. I guess. No. actually, these are not showing well because line art. I do get rid of show a little. Probably always going to have a little bit of a light spot. So now we do have the Y. This doesn't feel much like rainbow to me at the moment. I don't know what color I could make it to make it look more rainbow, like with the CMYK color, because CMYK doesn't feel like rainbow. Feels like printer. So it's not exactly like the light spectrum. CMYK works differently from, the RGB. That's basically light. So I don't know. I don't know if it fits. It feels very much like a printer thing. Oh man, that's loud. Thanks for following on Twitch too, Matthews. I'm sorry, it's a bit loud. I'm gonna have to take it back to a little less. No, don't do that. Jesus. Please. Not Godzilla. I can tone them down, obviously, make them lighter. I can make them more pastel. See what I wanted.
It's a trap! If it's still not working, let's just kind of abandon this one as worth an attempt and not worth continuing with.
Yes. Okay, anyway, let's try. I'm still gonna put it up probably. But let's add that rendering layer to that one. So that
I think the gray is kind of a bit overwhelming on that one.
Yeah, a little too much. It's a little too printer. Let me put this.
I quite liked it when the body had the magenta head and it was sort of like a medium dark body, but not super inky, super black.
That.
But maybe it's also just about the shell not being as.
Okay, now it's got. Oh no, not all the rendering. Let me get. Which one is it? It's. And this. So I'm gonna copy these two and both. Paste both. Okay, now they should have the same rendering as the other. Obviously, it looks different, but I copied over the rendering, so it's exactly the same. Yes, the delay on Twitch is way less. YouTube is baseline. YouTube is pretty high. So bigger here. How about the eyes of this? Maybe something like this is a little better. And maybe this or lighter, or white.
The shell?
Yes.
I think the shell going lighter might be nice.
Lighter?
To contrast with, yeah, because the creature's body is quite dark, so potentially, I mean,
maybe you can have a little bit
dark
of
is dramatic. I appreciate dark as a person, but also with the Penumbra, which is our darkest creature, it just struggled once it got printed as well, just to be too dark.
It's pretty hard to print dark colors. So maybe something like this. I don't know if it works with the color scheme though, honestly. Probably needs.
Yeah, maybe it's a bit too garish.
I liked it better with the darker shell, with the luminosity right down on the shell, and maybe with a lighter body. That might be able to make that work.
Let's see. This is literally like a blending stump, sort of. But that's the idea I get.
Yeah,
And maybe it sucks the color in.
we need to walk away. We can walk away with this one.
And I darken the shell again. I can have two variations of this. This is bad. It. Okay. No.
Yeah, that's two variations.
I can still fix in the last few minutes. I'm gonna fix. I don't like the stripes. Like seeing the others, I think it works better without stripes probably. If anything, it might need just one going through the middle, like no. Why did you do that? No, it's not working. So maybe just one. But the shell would need first. It needs the other component. Okay. Movie. Are they both here? This. Okay. Okay. Where is it? No. Yes.
Render.
Yes, the rendering. Rendering part. That is this. Yes, this. Okay. But now it's equally rendered. Maybe if I change. Yes, thank you for saving. I kind of like it blue-ish. So maybe if I just let's see if I can make variations of blue here.
You want to try out your blue and
Or
orange
red.
reference
Or
point?
maybe. Or maybe a little like
That could be
strange
fun.
colors like red. I do like the I do like it. I like it when I do this. So if I can kind of capitalize on this, maybe I do like the red there, but I don't think it. Again, it's more like a mosaic rather than crystals. So maybe it's better to just stay close to that. Like the there you go. I don't know if the purple works. Where is it? I don't know. It's purple. Where's the purple? Somewhere here. 3, 4, 5. There you go. I lean towards it. No. Maybe a little more purple is fine. This is not too bad. But it just needs.
Matthias says, I like it with the watermelon red. It looks nice with the green. I actually kind of agreed that red was very cool in there.
It does. At the same time, I don't know if it sells the idea of type rainbow. Oh, or the crystals again. If it has to look like a mosaic, yes, by all means. Otherwise, probably
And
not.
hey, I don't think that it ends up with. Then
I
that's what it
had been
is.
told it was. I've been lied to. uh, more saturation problem. Not too light. Maybe not on this. On this. Oops. With the darker spots, it's not. But yeah, let's go with something a little more. More accident like this, maybe. Sometimes I just come across colors that I like, so in this case, I should probably take notes. Okay, there you go. There's your watermelon, sort of springish color. I don't know how that works, but no. And then I would like to add a little more. There you go. This is a little more interestingly, a little more colorful. I don't know if I can go with or without. Even this like springish, green, orange, and blue. Orange, blue, as always. Get rid of this. But I need to change some things. Like, yes.
Definitely got the rainbow thing going on there. Matthias says also if the gel is too blue, it might start looking too similar to the bottom left one. Which
Probably
is
yes.
True.
Yes. I can agree with that. What about something like this then? Literally rainbow. Wait, literal rainbow. This is very rainbowish. Very rainbowish. I could invert this to put in, yeah, good luck. How big is this? Oh man. Where is it now? Purple, I got, okay, where's the yellow? Back. Oh. Okay, so wait. The opposite. Okay. No, I kind of like it like this. Even if it sort of melts together with the trail, I don't think it's a big problem. What do you guys think? Should I have the ink at the bottom be very different from the color of the body, or?
I mean, my intuition would be to have it different, so we had more contrast with the trail. But like, hey,
I like it blended, so you get your choice.
yeah,
Oh, what a great couple! We always agree.
Oh, dude, we never agree. It's probably the only reason this works.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because otherwise, you cannot see potential issues with the thing you're making. So, okay, I think we could keep
everything.
Hmm?
Oh no, just saying, disagree on everything and then see who cares more.
I think okay. I'm gonna try one more variation real quick, but I think we can go with these three. I think they're pretty good candidates so far. I know what you guys think. If you want to see an extra variation on these, I'm happy with how they're looking.
Yeah, these are three really great options. If you're keen to doing one more variation, I'd love to see it because it's also entirely. I mean, we can just as easily put up 4 options for people to vote on as 3 options.
I should better
You have
change
a
the.
specific idea in mind.
I want to try the opposite. Try going down with this.
Matthias says, I think with less contrast with the snail's trail, you're more inclined to look at the face and the shell.
Probably, yes. It's a good valid point. A valid point. Valid point.
And Saman, Baron of Bees, suggests that you should make the trail a part of the body and then make a new trail. I'm actually going to nix that one. It's a cool idea. However, ideally what we want is to keep the creatures reasonably squarish. And if we make that part of the snail, then this creature becomes very long and kind of horizontal.
Yes.
Which becomes difficult when we need to put them onto a card in a game.
Yeah, basically. So oh, if I could put, is there a color correction? Reverse gradient. Oh no. Color correction, color balance, valorization gradient, map. No, that's not what I want. I want to squeeze down the contrast. Yes?
Oh no, I just was like suddenly gothic. Which would be fun. Probably not very good for this creature, but fun if you're looking for just different.
Yes. I don't have as many options as I would like to have. Because I would like to basically colorize it. I can put on, okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna make a new layer. I'm gonna set it to, can it clip? Yes. Is it clipping the whole group? Yes, it is. And I will make it more blue. In fact, I'm gonna make, or not. I can simply do this. Some of them are a little more purple. I think this could be blue going towards pink. A little more, maybe the, no, or the shell shock. Starting here, and then going towards more of a blue on the top, and removing some of, or changing some of this, maybe making it more purple or red. So, and might be a little touch. And the other is blue. I kind of like this. Okay, it's still rainbow-ish. Although for this to make sense, no, it's fine. Okay, they kind of penetrate each other to a degree. I could make the body a little more green, maybe here, and a little more yellow here in the front. Something like this. Then we can go back like this, red, orange.
Bring a bit more warmth into the snail creature. Yeah, that might be good.
I don't know. I kind of.
Okay, yeah.
This is not too bad.
Yeah, that's cool.
The eyes are so small that I can just make them another color real quick later when we decide, because it's a tiny. It's easy to just change later. So okay, I think these are pretty valid variations.
Put forward. Yeah.
Yes. So maybe what Baron of Bees meant was you only have the trail following the snail. Oh, you mean like making it larger towards the bottom? Like if I do, it looks very good when I remove the thing. By the way, look at this. This is looking pretty good. Should I? Nah. This looks pretty nice. I like it. I was just checking because I removed the line art, and I like how it looks. I like the facets, and it's crystalline. It's very nice. So I think he meant something like this, or on the other. Here, it's getting rid of this basically. I don't know. It might create a bit of confusion. I kind of like the fact that you can probably just remove from that shape. So you can remove the trail and still have a kind of interesting shape. Make the trail
I think it's
reflective.
really
Oh
good
yeah,
too.
but this is just colors. Like it's probably going to be reflective later because it's ink. So it's just that it's the color now, obviously. So it doesn't really matter that much. If I render it too much, then it becomes too rendered. Then it's also kind of hard to see the colors as plain later. Anyway, all right, we're gonna sit with these, everybody.
Yeah, that's cool.
It was fun. It was
It's a
fun.
good
I like these. I like all of these actually. I don't know which one I would choose right now. So,
You
okay,
have to
well,
pick.
yes.
Good.
Thank you very much to Chris and Sarah for being here. I really appreciate it, especially
Thanks
given the
for having
time. I'm sorry it's so
Yeah.
late. If we ever do
Haven't
this
been the best.
again, we're gonna be in a similar time zone soon. In any case, so
Yeah, well, maybe we jump on a stream when you're in Japan.
that
And
would be
it will be
great.
more lively.
Oh
These
yeah.
are wonderful. Thank you very much.
All right.
Lending
How
your
big
time.
are they in comparison to humans? This is pretty big.
Yeah, this is probably taller than a human, I imagine.
Yeah, I think so. So these are a tier 3 creature. So we've been a bit liberal with how we define these, but generally the babies are anything between sort of like, I guess,
Medium dog size.
yeah, like small dog to medium dog. The tier 2s are sort of about anything from waist height to human height. In the case of the elephants, obviously, big. And then, I mean, this is a snail. It's usually a small creature, but I would imagine that you'd be standing in front of it, looking up, at the very least. Imagine, yeah, like taller than a human, smaller than maybe about the size of a car, I guess.
Mhm.
Is that insane? That's probably insane. I
It's
feel like that would be
big. It's
scary
big. I don't really know how big it is. So yeah, good night, everyone. Thank you very much. And
Yep.
that's Gobi already has his preferential voting sorted out.
Dude,
Yep.
you did not waste time.
All right.